Okay, Miss Sangster and I are here to help you guys with your graph that you are going to be creating today when we do our cleanup with Rivers Alive. So listen up to Miss Sangster so she give you some helpful hints on creating your own graph.
Okay, the first thing we want to look at is you always want a title, and you want to also label each axis. This is the x-axis, the independent variable, and this is the y-axis, the dependent variable. This number is going to depend on how many of each item down here you find. So to make this easy, we're going to look at these candies. So I'm going to separate them by color. This axis is going to be labeled candy colors. And I'll go ahead and put pink. I'm going to space it out so that it is not all together. Pink, green, and blue, those were my candies. And then here on the lines, I'm going to put my numbers. Zero is always down here. That's where we always start. And I'll just go up to 10. So now I have the basic graph set up. So since I have 4 candies, I will count up 4, and I will go to the line at 4 and make a nice bar. Okay, I have 3 greens, so I will find the number 3. And I have 2 blues, so I will find the number blue. Nice and spaced out, easy to read. Last thing I need is a title.
So Jesse, Tom, what?
Chocolate candies. And the last thing I need is a title here, and this will say number, you should always write it out. Number of candies. So you should always have both axes labeled, the title, your numbers labeled, and your items down here, and easy to read bars.
Okay, so kiddos, today what you're going to start by doing on your graph is you're going to come up with the title based on some of the information that you've read on the pamphlets, and then you are also going to go ahead and make a guess at the number of the items that you will find out on the side of your graph here. And then down at the bottom, this is where we're going to put the different items that you might expect to find. If you need to adjust your graph later, that is totally fine. So if Miss Sangster had pulled out of this bag and she didn't happen to get any pink candies, but let's say there was a bunch of purple ones in this bag, she could have erased that if she had written in pencil and or scratched through it in pen. It's no big deal. And she could have just adjusted that later on once she collected her data, once she actually reached into the bag. So what we're looking for at the start of today is just a setup of your graph, and then at the end of the day, after we've picked up the trash and collected our data, you guys will have the opportunity to actually create your own graphs, okay?